for New Year's, like you have to set a goal and or resolutions or what the new year is going to be about. A majority of Americans and people in other countries too do feel that way. There's something about the new year, wherever that new year is for you, where it's an excellent time to reassess and figure out what we're going to do next and what we're going to change. Because once we get into March, April, May, we get into a rhythm and it seems to be harder to change. So let's take that energy of change and really do something with it, positive and uplifting for this year. Over about 30 years ago, I had a new business, brick and mortar business, a commercial sign and graphics company that I opened on a franchise basis. And I knew I needed help as soon as I got the thing opened. And I had budgets and employees and employee problems and supply issues and customer issues and billing, and people didn't pay their bills and everything that was going on. And I knew I needed help. And so I turned to a goal setting program by Anthony Robbins that I purchased, and I still have the cassette tape of the portion of it that had to do with goal setting. And I played that every year, and I set my goals on what my goals were going to be in my business, and something about it, I just got really excited about it, and it just really spoke to my heart doing this. And I spent hours and hours planning out my year and what I was going to work on and how things were going to be better and what skills did I need to learn and who did I need to get help from and what was working, what wasn't working, all those kind of things. And I turned that business into my first year, where I made literally $1,284 total pay in the first year. By the time all the bills were paid and everything, that was all that was left over for the whole year, not per month or per week, for the whole year. So I made about $100 a month that year. And I turned it into a successful business where I actually won awards from the Franchise Association for outstanding service in my region of the country. About 11 straight years I won it. And I also, if you go to their headquarters, my plaque with my name on it is still down there in their Hall of Fame. So we got great results, and a big part of that was goal setting. And my teacher at the time told me, invite people over, share what you're doing. And I said, well, how do I do that? She said, just have them come over to the house and have them bring a spiral notebook and just teach them what you learned. And so that started, I had people come over, we had a little potluck dinner, and we started goal setting. And this year will be my 32nd consecutive year doing a goal setting workshop in January. So, and now I combine it with the body code work. So what is a way you can set goals in a way that you don't get into the New Year syndrome? The New Year syndrome, is when you set the goals in January, and then by March, if you even remember what those goals were, you're certainly not making progress toward them. Any of us that work out at the gym see that, right after New Year's, the gym is packed. Hard to get a parking space, forget about getting a locker, and the waiting lines on machines. It's just incredible. But those of us, who are regulars year round, we just look at each other and kind of wink because we know what's going to happen. By the end of February, it's going to be back to the way it was, and all these New Year's people are going to be gone. And so it's that way no matter what your goal is, whether weight loss or exercise or improving your business or getting a new job or getting the relationship you want, whatever it is, they're all goals, and it's important to have them, but how do you stick with them? So there's different tools that we have, and I'm going to show you a few of them. And of course, the body code plays a big part of it as well. So the big tool I use, and this will be about the fourth year in a row using it, is Darren Hardy's book. It's called Living Your Best Year Ever by Darren Hardy, a proven system for achieving big goals. Now, it's more for people who are small business owners or working for corporations, managers, supervisors, that type of thing. But as a small business owner now, I find this invaluable. And every week, 48 weeks a year, I fill out my goals for the week over here. And then over here, I put down what activities I'm going to do, working out, meditation. I get to decide what they are. Sending out an email to my virtual assistant, acknowledging people, taking time in the evening for what I call evening review, those type of things. And what I do is every Sunday evening, I sit down and fill out that book for the week. My Darren Hardy Living Your Best Year Journal. And you can buy that book. It's $39. And when you buy it, you also get access to a video tutorial on how to use it as a tool. And it's very powerful to use that. And I've even had groups where everybody buys the book and we get together on a Sunday night for a planning session and support each other in doing our weekly planning. So that's the tool I am using right now to stick with it. And so tip number one is have a tool. If you just think you're going to pull out a piece of paper and do it, my experience is it just doesn't happen. So you need a tool like that book. There are a lot of great goal setting tools out there, and there are online tools. That's the one that I love to use, that I'm getting the best results from. And by the way, the business I own now, I've doubled my reach, or the number of customers I'm reaching, 2 years in a row. So 2 years ago, so last year I doubled what I did 2 years ago, and this year I've already doubled what I did last year. So as a testimonial to the power of clear goal setting and follow-up. So if you have something, and the first time I did it, I dropped it part of the year. So having a tool is clearly not enough. I'm motivated enough to do it now, but I didn't when I first started. So number two is having a support system. Having the number one thing that I would recommend is an accountability partner. So an accountability partner would be somebody you meet with on the phone or on Skype or Zoom or even in person, and you support each other in getting and sticking with it and getting the goals done. There is a teacher I know who has two partners, and they talk for about 5 minutes every weekday morning, and they do an accountability call. And how they do it, I'm going to give you the structure for how to do that. And if you want to take this on, this would be a good thing to take on. So what you do in that call is you give your two partners 3 things you're going to get done that day, your 3 big projects for that day. I'm going to, create content for my website. I'm going to contact 5 prospects. I'm going to organize my desk, or I'm going to exercise. I'm going to, at the gym, different things I'm going to do for that day. You pick 3. You give them to your partner or your 2 partners that day, and then they give you theirs, and you write them down. So you create a little journal where you're writing down those goals every day. And then the next day you check on them. Okay, Joe, did you do this? Did you do that? You do that. The allowable responses when you do that are yes or no. Those are the allowable responses. No story, no excuses. It's either I did it or I didn't. And that way the call stays reasonably lengthwise. You want to get it done in 5 minutes because you're busy, and for one day, a long call can be good, but I'll tell you, if you're going for months and the call is 10, 15, 20 minutes long with stories and conversation and everything, it doesn't last. So you got to keep it short and concise. Now, I do this every day. Been doing it for years with one partner. The group that I have that I know does it as a threesome, they've been doing it for many, many years, decades even. And what they do is at the end of each day, they tally up the goals that they've achieved or not, and they actually pay each other money for every goal that they don't achieve. So if partner number one only did one of their two goals, they're going to send money to the other two partners. And hopefully they won't have done their goals, so they send her money back. So, but otherwise it can be really expensive. And that creates an energy and accountability on there. So that's number two. So number one is to have a good goal setting system, and I can help you with that as well. Number two is to have some kind of community or support system, somebody you can share it with and do it with. One of my goals for 2022 is actually have a partner who I just talk to on the phone, not on a daily accountability call. I've got that handled, but I just need somebody to just kind of process with. And I found somebody who's willing to do that. And we're looking to start at the first of the year to do that coming up. All right. Number three is energy work. If you're going to be serious about getting results and sticking with it over the course of the year, you need coaching and you need energy work. So a coach is something bigger than an accountability partner. It's somebody who's going to hold your feet to your fire and look at the big picture. I do coaching in terms of energy work. So what I look at with people is what is stopping you from getting this done. Let's say we have somebody who has a goal of, let's say, doubling their business, doubling their output. Okay. And now it's the end of January. And not only do we not know if they've even doubled their output, we're not even sure if their business has improved. So I work with you. You need to track. If you want to improve, you've got to track. If it's going to be number of clients, you need to track how many new clients or how many clients you've served, those things. And I work with people on that. Or if financially is your goal on how to do a certain amount of money, then you need to track that. And there are very easy ways to do it. And once you get into it, it's actually kind of exciting. The next one is the energy part of it. If you're not doing it, do you have any trapped emotions, as we call it in this work, creative insecurity, or any guilt feelings or any traumas that are holding you back from getting things done? And I'll tell you, there always is. They're always there. And we find them, and it's almost like feels like a weight being lifted off your chest when these energies and these goals are cleared, or these blocks are cleared away. And all of a sudden, the things that you wanted to do that you didn't do seem to just get better. And so I work with the energy that way. It can be emotional energy that we clear from inside your body, physical energy, maybe organs or glands that are misaligned, that are causing you. Maybe you've got a misalignment in pancreas. It's causing your blood sugar to be off. And it's when your blood sugar is spiking or something like that, your mental clarity isn't as high. We can find things like that. I also work with the energy with things like feng shui. I do feng shui improvements, seems like constantly, on my desk, on my office space, to reduce clutter and organization and to put things in play. And looking behind me, time for another go round back there. I've worked on my desk, spent 4 hours on my desk recently, just organizing the top of my desk so it was in alignment with feng shui principles that'll help me with my day. And it's amazing. It's amazing how it works. So I give you improvements on that. Okay, so there are the three big things you can do to really help your goal setting stick. One is you need a system. You just can't write it down on a piece of paper. Number two, you need to have some kind of community or partnership or accountability where you need to do that. And three, you need to manage your energy with a coach, with a system. And my system's called the Body Code. and I work with people all the time to help achieve their goals. I have a group that meets every month, and we support each other that way. In order to be in the group, you need to take our goal setting workshop. And the cost of the workshop is $45. You can see it right there. And you can go on my website, which is balanceharmonyjoy.com, and click set an appointment and sign up for the goal setting workshop. It's 6 hours of training for only $45. It's on a Friday night, and we do 2 hours on the Friday night. And the Friday night is and it's all on Zoom. You can come in person, but most people just prefer in these days to just do it on Zoom. And we work on what do you need to clear away and get rid of and let go of and change to clear the decks. We do that on Friday night. We also do a little inventory, what worked in the previous year and what didn't work that we need to change. So that's really setting the table for the goal setting, which takes place on the Saturday. And we set goals in your life. We whittle that goal list down to 10 goals that will really change your life. And then we take that list and whittle it down to 3, your top 3, call them banner goals, the ones that are really going to drive your life and your habits and your energy over the coming year. So we do all of that. And then I'll give you an exercise. If there's time, which I hope there is, I'll give you an exercise, which I've been doing. And doing that exercise will guarantee you that you will double your income if that's something that you want to do in the next 12 months. And literally every person I've ever had who's stuck with this exercise, which is something that you do for 5 minutes every day, they've doubled their income as I have these last 2 years. So join us there. If you'd like to take the goal setting workshop, I give the workshop year round, every month during the winter months, and then every other month the rest of the year. So there's always one coming up that you can take, or you can sign up with coaching for me. Okay. So thanks for joining us on this live stream. And thank you. Can't pronounce your name, but thanks for joining us. We have somebody on here live, and in the future, people that come on live can receive Body Code sessions as part of the live stream. So you can join us that way. And I'm here every Wednesday Eastern time at noon. And so you can join us and drop in, or of course, watch the replay. Okay. So thank you very much for being here and for helping contribute to this community of Body Code, which is all about finding the imbalances, misalignments, and blockages that are keeping us from a state of balance, harmony, and joy in our lives. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope we can